Hey, welcome to another episode of Real Conversation. I'm your host, Nicole Jones.
And I'm quantity.
And we would like to thank you guys for joining us here tonight. We have a great show for you guys lined up. But as always, I want to greet my beautiful co-host. I, I'm, I I always see those sunflowers in your background. I love sunflowers, right? But I just seen like a batch of them. Yes, it was a what Friday? No, Saturday. A
hmm
batch of them, and it just reminded me of your sunflowers.
That's my
And I was just like, I love them. And
yeah,
at the very top, so they all the color that's in your right there on your desk, right?
yeah.
But then at the very top was I don't even know what color it was, but it wasn't yellow. And I'm
Mhm.
like, and this is outside, like it's planted. So I'm like, oh wow, it's different from the rest, but it's like it's still a sunflower though. It's dope.
And it's probably because it wasn't in full bloom. Sometimes that happens. So usually full bloom is around late July, maybe mid.
Mm,
So once it
okay.
gets the full bloom and gets that vibrant color, it's best to go like July the August September thing because
Hmm.
it's so beautiful to see all of them in full bloom. Um,
Okay.
I love sunflowers. Those are my favorite
Yeah.
flowers. Those and very simple calla lilies and hydrangeas. So
Oh, I
those
do love color lilies.
I
Yes,
love
they're very
them.
pretty.
They're very pretty. They're
Yeah.
elegant. Yeah, those are my favorites. Um, uh,
I
but
don't think I have a favorite.
huh?
I don't think I have a favorite. Anything that I like that's pretty. That's what I gravitate towards. So like right now, like I like the sunflowers, but I love the way they look. And it's, since I was a kid, I've always liked them. They're not
Yeah,
my favorite though. You know, oh my goodness. It's is it tulips? They're not tulips. I love gardenias. Oh
gardenias.
my
Yeah.
gardenias are so when I was in New York, so I worked in Westbury, New York. And my customer, he was Italian. He is Italian. He handed me one from his bush. He
Mm,
picked it, and he said a beautiful flower for a beautiful woman, and he
mm,
gave it to me. And when I say I was in awe, and it smells so good.
bed. Yeah. Good
I
stuff.
don't think I've ever been that close to it up, in person. So I was like, I love gardenias.
Yeah.
Gardenias. Am I
I
saying it right?
people like to receive roses. That's
Yes.
like. But if I receive a rose, of course I'm grateful for anything that people give me, but I do have my favorites that I love and I nurture and I take care of. It's just something about sunflowers, something about, like I said, calla lilies and hydrangeas. Those, yeah, yeah,
I
I
like
love them.
pretty flowers.
Yeah.
Um, for me, like roses, I like roses. I like flowers, right? There was a time when I used to be like, I don't like flowers. That's a lie. I
Yeah.
do like flowers, especially when you're receiving it from a special someone.
Yeah.
It's just a different meaning. And I got to understand that, like once you received it, and it just makes your heart smile,
Yeah.
because it just is just because, that's like receiving you waking up and receiving a note on
Yeah.
on your nightstand from your person, stuff like that, like or little sweet little kisses to your neck just to say good morning or whatever, like stuff like that. It goes along with the receiving the flowers from your
Yeah.
person.
I used to get flowers every Sunday morning. I was able to get flowers every Sunday morning on the table. And that was like a tradition of ours. Flowers every Sunday. So,
That's dope.
back in the
For me,
day,
that wasn't my mom. My mom used to bring me flowers home every Friday when I was a little girl. She used
yeah.
to come home. She used to bring me flowers and album. New Edition, Michael Jackson, Prince. I used to have an album. You remember the album collections we had upstairs?
Yeah.
So yeah, and she used to bring me that, and
Yeah.
you can tell I was the first. So I don't know who got her into that.
Mm,
To me, it was just the norm.
yeah.
So, like when I used to bring my kids stuff, I used to just, and I always brought all my kids because I never wanted anyone to feel left out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I got that from my mom. Like, you see a little something, you bring it home because you know your child's gonna like it, and that's that. But she
Yeah.
used to bring me flowers every Friday. I would never forget that, and I would be so excited because, oh, flowers, little girl.
Yeah. It sets the tone too because, even for my kids, they're older now and we still give Valentine's Day gifts to them,
Remember?
even away at school, we sending it out to them Valentine's Day gift. Or like now it's like, okay, my oldest, I'll say, hey, listen, I'll send you a Valentine's Day gift. I'm like, what do you want? She was like, I could really use a nail. Okay, here you go. Happy Valentine's Day, and just to kind of set the set the tone for them, and what they're supposed to receive, on certain days. So anyway.
I actually love that Quana does that. I was like, dang, I wish I did. I started that. I mean, I gave it to them when they was younger, but not like Quana. Quana, the way they give them gifts, I love the way they do it. So yeah, kudos to y'all for that one. That was dope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me and their dad, we don't miss it. He's no matter where he is in the world, it's what are we getting the girls for Valentine's Day? So it's like, oh, okay, let's rock out, let's do this.
I love that.
That's one of the things we come together
I
on.
know.
Yeah,
Listen, I love their whole dynamic. It's like the dopest. Like a lot of families should come together and be like this. Like it's not saying like emulating exactly what you guys are doing, but it's just being able to communicate and effectively, because you guys got children in common.
yeah,
Minus
absolutely.
the argument.
I think that if there was a time where, we didn't communicate effectively, and um, then it was just like we kind of had a conversation, like, okay, check this out. This is not about us. It's about making sure that these girls, regardless of what we're going through, that they receive the love and attention and care that they deserve because they didn't ask to be here. So
That
once we
part.
got on the same page, it was smooth sailing from there. We do have our little hiccups, along the way, but for the most part, it's like what's at the forefront of our minds are our girls, and
Yeah.
that's how I look at it.
And he
So,
does whatever Quana says to do anyway.
oh, he does not like he.
Man, listen, the end result will be whatever Quana says, and that's it, because Quana's always right. Whatever Quana's saying, yo, that actually makes sense. So let me just do what she tells me to do because
There's so
that,
much
that'll be the end result.
like there's so much pushback in the beginning, and then it's like, oh, I see what she was trying to say.
Yeah, that's what I said. Listen, end result is he just gonna do what Quana says because that's what makes sense. She's actually right. Why was I arguing with her? Why
Yeah,
was I fighting this?
and it's
Let me just
but
do
I'm
it.
wrong as well because I'll be like, you know what you're saying makes sense. I
Hmm.
see it in a lot of things in a lot of ways, and I'm like, hey, all right, yeah, I get it. I mean, I understand your perspective. I get your point. So we're able to have that banter back and forth, and when it comes to the girls, it's a meeting of the minds. What's the best thing to do for our children? Yeah,
Right.
I think that I'm happy that we got to a place where we're able to silence the background noise and figure out what we have to do for our children. So anyway, well, we're off topic.
We sure is. Always, we always, but it's okay. Let's get started. Let's get started.
so yeah, but yo, girl, I have been seeing all over social media. Jay-Z concert, 35th
Woo!
was out, and I didn't get tickets for New York because I'm doing a lot of things, but I did get
Hmm.
a latest show. And just to see the energy, and I was like, you know what? That's wonderful. I was just seeing all the clips, and we have a mutual friend that went to the show, and he was in box seats, and he
Yep.
enjoyed it himself. And like, I spoke to him today, and he was like, cute. Like, yo, it was everything. I was like, good. Like, I can't wait to experience it. It may not be the same as the New York City feel, but I'm gonna experience it nonetheless later in the year. But yeah, I was just like in awe. I see my girl, my girl B was up there doing her thing, and I saw her in her stilettos. I was like, yes, Act Three about to be lit because she been in little, what, healing her knees and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, girl, is she's in stilettos? Does that mean she's gonna be dancing in Act Three? I can't wait. So anyway, that was my thought, but it was
What I love. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, no, go ahead, babes.
No, no, no. You wasn't finished. Go ahead.
No, I just said it was a good show.
Oh, what surprised me, I knew he was gonna bring me out, right? But what
Hmm.
surprised me is when I seen Blue Ivy on
Oh
that piano. I was like, I didn't even know she played piano.
yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
I was watching the show and I was so mad that I did watch it because I hope they change it in the other shows, and I hope they do. But um they showed how she started to play. Like before she even came out, they showed
Hmm.
different videos and clips and pictures,
Oh,
lessons.
I didn't know that.
She was younger, and coming up. So it was like essentially preparing for this moment right now. And it was, wow, it was just a heartwarming video before she started to come out and play. I was like,
Okay.
oh, what's up? Um, and again, like, I wish I would have gone to the New York show. And I was telling you before, like my sister, she called me and to let me know that she had an extra ticket. Call. I missed the call, and then I finally called her back. I was like, sis, what up? She was like, girl, I had an extra ticket to Jay-Z. I was trying to see if you wanted to take it. I was like, damn, but I'm going later.
Right.
I was like, I'm going later. Like, damn, I was doing, but the way that the timing was, like, man, I got so many things going on. I can't go to that. That was one of the reasons why I didn't elect to go to that show, because I
Right.
had going on that weekend. So whatever, it is what it is. But I was happy to see all the clips, and I saw him back. You reunited with Nas, and
Yes.
back Jazzo, and I saw Meth Blink on there. Alicia,
Hmm.
annoying. Like I wish somebody would give her a stylist or something. Cause like, what do you be wearing? Like, why you in a tracksuit with heels? First of all, it was 90 degrees in New York City. Why do you have that on? The last time she did that too, I don't know what show it was, but she had like a leather suit. Ma'am, what's happening? Anyway, I got
She's in her natural state. She's going back towards her natural state,
with
and
how you
I guess
dress.
she's just comfortable, and that's what she's comfortable with, you know.
I was devastated. I was like, she getting on my nerves. And
But she sounds beautiful. She
she
sang
always,
beautiful,
she always sounds
beautifully.
she always sounds good. I
Yeah.
never. Oh no, I was gonna say I've never seen Alicia Keys in a bad mood. I have actually have. But
I
she
mean, the
it
only
sounds
time I ever heard it was like I guess she lost her voice or something like that. So it was just a little pitchy, but she made it work. So,
yeah.
but
She
other than that,
enjoyed the show.
yeah,
I have the whole show. One of the guys posted the whole show. I sat there and was like, and just watched it all, and it was a good show. It was a good show. So kudos to Jay-Z bringing it back. Celebrating Reasonable Doubt, which was an amazing album. And I thought that he was just going to do the songs from Reasonable Doubt, but he did a lot of other songs as well. So I was like, okay, cool. He mixed that in there. So it was a good time. So kudos to Jay Z. So we're just moving right along. And other events, I saw that this man, he was about 80 years old. Um, it was a news video that I saw. I forget where it was, so don't y'all got to look it up yourselves, okay? Because we are not responsible for this. So the guy had, I guess his girlfriend was ending the relationship of after 42 years, and he was not feeling that. He's in his 80s, I think, 70s, late 70s. She ended the relationship, and he went ham on her. Okay, put gasoline in the car, poured gasoline in the car, all on the dash, and lit that joint on fire. Okay, thankfully she got out with just a few burns to her legs, but like Nicole, what? Like,
listen, I don't understand about this one. This is crazy. He 80 something years old. He gonna spend the rest of his life in jail.
You know, and they did
Literally.
like arson, I believe, and attempted murder, because that's exactly what that was. I'm like,
Yes.
what's wrong with people? Like, what? Like, that level of obsession needs to be studied, and it has been studied.
Eh,
Like, wait, girl, I was devastated. I was like, what's going on here? I was like, why are people acting like this? And I think there was another woman who, I think she met the guy on Tinder, and like I said, I could be wrong, but hey, I don't get paid to state the facts, okay? Um she met him on Tinder. They went out, they did the do, whatever else, and he realized, hey, man, you ain't the one for me, right? She stalked that man at his job, at his apartment. She went all in, all out, and he had to get like a restraining order against her. And I was like, yo, this is insane. And so many people go through this daily. A lot of the stuff we don't even hear. And unfortunately, there are a lot of stories that are out there where things didn't end with a happy ending. Sometimes it ended tragically.
right.
You know? Oh, I think we reported on one where I think the guy shot the mother of his children or something like that. He killed her. And so if she's left, the kids are left without a mom, and he's an idiot. It's just like, wait, what is going on? So that's
You
gonna
gotta
bring,
remember the Jennifer Hudson story where the guy, her son's father, came and killed her mother, her sister, and whoever was in that house. She
yeah.
lost her entire family, except for, and I'm like, that's crazy. Was it no, not her son? I'm sorry, Jennifer Hudson's son is with the wrestler. It was her, but it was her boyfriend. It was her boyfriend or her ex boyfriend at the time came and killed everybody in the house. Oh, it was her nephew. I'm sorry, it was her nephews.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was her nephew. The
yeah.
her nephew killed her, everybody.
No, her boyfriend came in and killed her mother, her sister, her nephew, and whoever was in the house at the time.
Oh, all right, I got it
Yeah,
now. It's coming back to me.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that leads us to our topic for today, like obsessive lovers. Like, what the hell is going on out there? I don't know if there's a chemical imbalance. I don't know what's happening, but people are so upset trolling other people, so obsessed with, you know, getting back at, right? Their
Hmm.
love, or maybe deciding they want to move on, or deciding that, hey, listen, you're not the one for me. I wish you all the best, but you're not the one for me. And they're just wanting to get their lick back. And it's like, whether it's physically, and a lot of people, so they don't go to jail, they try to do it spiritually. We can talk about that if you want to, but I don't think people are ready to hear about that. Nicole, what you think?
I mean, healthy love allows freedom, trust, and individuality, right? Obsession is driven by fear, insecurities, and the
Mhm.
need for control. I don't understand why people, become obsessed. But it's crazy that if someone feels abandoned, if they fear abandonment, they want to sit there and hold on to you so tight. And it's like something that could happen in like their childhood, right?
Mhm.
With their if they might have like low self-esteem or something like that.
Yeah.
Past betrayals. Like it's just, you know, a unhealed person,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, and they sitting here mistaking possession for passion.
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
And that's crazy.
Yeah. It really is. And I think sometimes you don't know that you're in something like that until it's late. Because I remember, back in the day when you had these guys that be like, oh, you mind, you ain't never going to. You like, oh, stop. You now I'm like, red flag. Red flag.
Yeah,
Like, they mean that, or we all together, or we belong together. It's like, all right, like, whatever God says, we're gonna go with how that works.
that
But
part.
it is. you have so many people, men and women alike, who become so possessive over their partners, and even sometimes in friendships, right? People
Mm-hmm.
live over friendships, like, okay, no, that's my friend. Like, hold up, we're not property. These people, we're human beings, and they're not property of anyone's. They can move about the cabin freely how they want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's so weird to me when I see things like that. And so many people, like you said, have had experiences that may have caused them to have a fear of an abandonment, fear
Mm-hmm.
of rejection. And then once that happens, it's a trigger that goes off, and it could be very deadly if not, if it goes unchecked. So that it's crazy. Nicole, have you ever dealt with an obsessive lover before?
Um, I would say yes and no.
Mhm.
Uh, and you know who I'm talking about.
Mhm.
The one who, when you guys notice my face, um, yeah, it was a little weird for the situation.
Mhm.
But I got out of there kind of quick though.
Yeah.
I was like deuces. But even though I took myself out of the equation, it took 2 more years for him to be completely gone.
Right. Right.
So yeah, that, but it didn't tarnish my view on love. You know, it didn't tarnish any of that because I guess my situation with that one is a little different because I was never in love with him.
Okay.
You know, so I think if it falls under a different criteria because a person who is in love with an individual who is obsessed with them is a little tricky, you know, because they love them. I didn't love this person, so it was easy for me to be like, ah, deuces, get out of here, you know. Trying not to be so mean, but you know, I just wasn't caught up myself.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing though here is that um you weren't the feelings weren't really mutual.
Mutual, yeah.
But that person has strong feelings, you
Yeah.
know? And so that caused you to try, you have to create a boundary, because if you do not create boundaries, then they can become possessive. You know, it's like, hey, listen, all right, this is what's going on. You know, once you have that necessary conversation, it put it to rest. But in many cases, it does not. So,
I'm not gonna lie here. Like for me, I think because my feelings wasn't in it, I was a little cutthroat with the
uh,
situation. So it kind of made him more, you know, cuckoo for cocoa puffs.
mm,
You know.
I do though.
So
Mhm.
it's like, um, and I mean, now that I'm looking at it, I can see where I could have, you know, did something a little different. Maybe he would have left a little sooner. You know, it wouldn't have been as chaotic. But yeah, I was a little cutthroat. Like I used to like push that dagger in, like and turn it.
Uh,
Like I probably turned it like 5 times, you
uh,
know. But yeah, and it got a little crazy, and it almost got physical.
yeah.
It almost got physical because I remember I had to walk away. Because to me, my mouth could be a little reckless, especially when I don't care.
Right.
So yeah, when he said something and he went, it was like he literally came up into my face. I was like, "Mm, I know you lying. You know what I mean? Get up out of here. Like, what are you?" I was like, you know what? Go home.
Yeah.
And I turned around and just kept it pushing.
That go home had me about to say something, but no, no. Uh,
But
uh,
listen,
uh,
there was some other stuff I can't say too much because just in case somebody trying to, they watching, I don't want them knowing I'm talking about that.
absolutely. Yeah, it's tough to be in that situation. Unfortunately, I have found myself in those types of situations many times. And it's not, And I've since learned to kind of cut ties before things start to get out of hand, even though there's still be the do things in the background, because once they can't really control you, or um
That's the word right there.
once they can control you or gain possession over you, then they
Mhm.
resort to slandering you, assassinating your character. So I've had my share, and sometimes there were times back in the day where I would want to, of course, defend myself, defend my character, defend. I'm like,
Mhm.
why am I doing that? One, because you're talking to people who probably don't like me anyway, right? So
Mhm.
they were looking for something to not like me for. So they're not going to believe me anyway. So after a while, it was okay. I don't really care what people are saying. I don't really care how you view me, because I don't care about your opinion of me. And
Boom. There you go.
so once I became free of opinions, free of pleasing people, I'm like, okay, whatever you do doesn't matter. Whatever you say doesn't have any effect over me or my life. And I started to operate in that space. And now I'm just like, I don't care. Like, it is what it is. And I will quickly, if I see something that's a red flag, I will quickly dismiss you. And sometimes it could be suddenly. I've done that suddenly. Like, where it come from? Oh, sorry, I just got some. Yeah, and yeah, it's a no for me.
Hmm.
And even that, even when you are honest about certain things, there still be a level of obsession, because it's like, well, why did you cut me off? I mean, I told you why, right? I told you why you wouldn't work for me in the space that I'm in right now.
Right.
Um, it's like, but why? But why? What? Like, I, what are you not getting? It
They need
becomes
they need that clarification. They need that closure. They need some form of wording so they can figure it out in their own little head. But that's not your
that's not
problem.
job,
No,
right?
that's
That's the problem, right?
yeah,
So it, here's what I know is, no matter what I say, right? No matter what I say, no matter what justification I give you, if it's not something that you agree with, you're always going to have a rebuttal. And I'm not going back and forth with you about why I decided to make a choice for my life. Why?
absolutely not.
So they would get a little bit belligerent and whatever else. And then, my favorite pastime is blocking folk. Because if I said something to you and you still not getting it, you on the block list fast and furious. Okay, just call me Vin Diesel, because that's where you're going. Um,
Hmm.
and that's it. But we
I just
do,
blocked someone last night.
huh?
I just blocked someone last night. Like, just
she's
saying.
she's an actor, yeah, and
Yeah.
stays on guard. And you have to do that.
I ain't
Uh,
gotta say nothing. I just bloop. There you
mm,
go.
yeah, sometimes you have to. One, to protect your boundaries that you up for your life. You got to protect yourself. What we're going to talk about in the next segment, we're going to talk about the differences between love and obsession. Coming right up. So again, we're basically going to talk about the difference between love and obsession, and why y'all didn't tell me that y'all couldn't see the word obsessive. Like, why didn't y'all say something? Like, that's whack. I had to fix it, but whatever. So we're going to go into the differences between love and obsession, and the warning signs that come along with those. So we have a few of them here. And Nicole, you want to start us off real quick?
Sure. Okay, so just so you guys can understand what love versus obsession looks like, okay?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna give you a few of them. And I'm gonna say the love. You want to say the obsession, or do you want me to say the
Okay.
whole thing?
No, no, I can do that.
Okay. So it says respect your boundaries, support your growth, trust you, encourage your independence, communicate openly, wants the best for you, brings peace, and accepts you for who you are.
And those are some characteristics of love in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have obsession, and basically it's the complete opposite, right? Disrespects your boundaries, tries to control your life, and we've had that before. They do
Mm-hmm.
not trust you. And the biggest one that I've experienced is they try to isolate you from your people, right? So that you could basically be codependent on them. How does that work? And also, what does that say?
Demands constant attention.
Oh gosh, and that's a part of the isolation too,
Mm-hmm.
because now they want you to be focused solely on them and them only. And that ain't it. That them being selfish, and also they bring chaos, stress, confusion, anxiety. I added a few words in there. And then also the biggest one too is they try to change you. you know um I've experienced someone trying to change who I am and try to um make do things and and try to convince me that who I am is not right, or who I am is not enough, but it absolutely is enough. It absolutely was enough. It still is. And and those are, at the time, I didn't know that they were warning signs for obsession, right? I didn't know. I know that now,
Yeah.
but I didn't know that that's how that was, that that's what that was, I should say. So, it definitely, these are just some of the warning signs. These are not all of them. Love, it nurtures, it cares, it actually causes you to feel safe around that person. And it doesn't allow you to second guess certain things, um obsession is really, you trying to always prove yourself to a person, that, hey, I do love you, that I am committed to you. And who has time for all of that? Like, you're gonna mess up my nervous system trying to prove to you that I'm for you. No, if that's the case,
Nah.
I'm out of here. Like, I
You
don't
shouldn't
I
have to
don't want to have to
convince
deal with that.
someone. You shouldn't have to
Huh?
convince someone that you're for them. That's nah.
That's too much. It's way too much to have to deal with. Amongst all the other pressures in the world, right? You have so many things that you're dealing with on a daily basis. When you come home to your partner, you want that to be your safe space. You want that to be your peace. You want that to be the person that you can not necessarily dump on, because we're not doing that, but
Nah.
we're just like, my day was like this, babe. But however, I'm home, and you know what? If you want to give me advice about certain things and how I should handle that, but you leave it right there, and then we kind of move forward, and then we focus on our relationship and what we need to nurture us and nurture our connection. But to have somebody constantly trying to control you, control what you do, control where you go, control your friends, who you hang out with, it's like, wow. People will be, some people still to this day would be like, oh, he just loved me, he only want me to himself. Ma'am, sir, keep
Said
thinking
that
that.
many times.
Keep thinking that, that is a act of control,
Right.
but try to do that, try to flip the roles and ask them questions. That's when you really see the the true nature of a person. When you try to do exactly what they're doing to you. Oh, where are you going? Why are you asking me those questions? You don't trust me? Hold up.
And they're gonna
You
sit there
can
and
do it
try
to
to.
me.
They're
Huh?
gonna flip it and say, you're the one being controlling. Oh, she wanna know everywhere I go. She wanna know everything. I'm just asking you the same question you asking me. Why is that a problem? Hmm. Hmm.
Just the blink say it all. Like, what?
You
What?
gotta make it
So
make sense.
it just be mindful of that stuff, people, when you are dating out here. Sometimes, these actual red flags and warning signs exist in people that we've committed to for years. and not realizing that this is exactly what it is. I mean, it's not too late to turn it around. It's not too late to acknowledge that this is something that is existing in your relationships. It's not too late to acknowledge it, but it's important to acknowledge it and try to come up with a game plan to fix it, because it's not going to work out in the end. And somebody always gets the short end of the stick when you have that type of dynamic. So, got to make sure you're good. So, what else you got, Nicole?
Yeah, so I mean, basically, everyone, I know everyone doesn't has not been able to experience what real love is. So they get, caught up with, what people perceive, love to be.
Yeah.
You guys should know real love doesn't require you to lose yourself. It keeps someone or to keep someone. Love should feel safe, respectful, and freeing, not
Mm.
suffocating. If someone truly loves you, they'll respect your boundaries, celebrate your independence, and trust you without trying to control every part of your life. And you got to remember, love grows through trust, obsession grows through fear. So you got
Yeah.
to know the difference, and be able to protect your own peace and never confuse possession over genuine love.
Perfect way to end it. Perfect
Yeah.
way to end it. I couldn't have said it any better. Perfect way to end it. So, you got it. You heard Nicole. All right. You heard it. Um, and again, if you're in that type of relationship, consider your options, and consider the fact that you are there's a certain level of autonomy that you are supposed to have in relationships. Okay, we all are individuals. So even though when you get married, the Bible says we do become one, and that's fine, but we still are individuals, and we still have individual likes and dislikes, and we're basically two imperfect people trying to be perfect for each other. So with that being said, there still should be a level of respect, a level, boundaries that are created to make sure that you don't lose yourself. And Nicole said that perfectly. Making sure you don't lose yourself in the process of becoming one, you know? So, well, that's all we got for you tonight. We thank you so much for watching Real Conversation. My name is Shaquana Terry.
And I'm Nicole Jones.
And you can find us every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube at real underscore combos underscore podcasts. And you can find us on Facebook as well.
At Real Conversations 2021.
All right. So we thank you so very much for watching, and God bless.